Hi everyone, welcome back to Terminally
Bald.
Bald. Cheers.
Oh, let's do a cheer. I like that.
Oh, there's like a dark
are you
cast on
drinking?
it's my water one of my old water bottle.
It's huge.
I know it is huge. You could actually kill someone with these. They're really
What?
heavy.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
It's a metal. Like how many
you could
dents
also
I have on it.
use
I
it as a
dropped
hot tub.
What?
A hot tub is so big.
I wish I wish I could drink down and swim in this. That'd be fun. It's like a water tower.
It's the Heineken non-alcoholic beer. So even though I'm allowed to drink again, I'm not going to drink like a crazy man. I did have my golf tournament last weekend and had a few more than I would have drank playing golf, but not bad. Not bad. It was good. It was fun. Yeah, we had 70 or close to 70 people show up. It was so sweet. You guys are
It
too...
was really sweet.
you
I
guys
saw
are
the
too kind.
videos.
You
I
guys
was
are
out
too
of town
kind.
this weekend
Oh my
too, and he
gosh.
was getting all the content.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. I don't want to start crying like a baby. I cried at the thing. It was just amazing.
You could start crying, but
I know.
if you don't,
And I'm not going to.
Okay. Okay.
Fight it off.
Well, let's start. Yeah, we're matching.
Mitchell's Funk. We're at Mitchell's Funk Palace and Fried Chicken Kitchen.
Yeah, and I was telling him he always says that, and it was where he tagged our house on Facebook, and I always was like, where'd this come from? And he was just sharing it with me prior to clicking play.
Well,
do you want to share with the crowd?
Yeah, I love funk, and so we were sitting around, and I named it Funk Palace because Prince influenced it.
Oh yeah,
and,
like if you couldn't read it, it says Mitchell's Funk Palace. It might be backwards in the camera.
Yeah, maybe so. So anyway, I laughed because the second part is Fried Chicken Kitchen, and I'm trying to remember Scott Dew and the McCatherines. They own little restaurants in Dothan. I think it was was a Kitchen Chicken or something like that. I remember that thinking how cool that sounded.
Kitchen Chicken.
Named it. I love fried
Because
chicken
it rhymes.
Yeah, it's true. I love fried chicken. It was funny.
But it's so funny when I tell people that because they're like, do you guys make fried chicken? I was like, I don't think anyone in this house has made homemade fried chicken literally ever.
Oh, homemade? No, we make it in that microwave in the oven.
No, exactly.
It's already fried.
We air fry it, but never have we ever gotten out unless it was a shake and bake. Have we gotten out?
I think your mom one time made fried chicken kitchen, but it's so hard to keep the fried on the chicken.
You mean she made fried chicken?
Fried chicken
In the kitchen.
in the kitchen. In the kitchen. And I'm laughing because you see this watch. It looks really expensive, doesn't it?
It is. That was millions of dollars.
I laugh when I wear this out. People go, "Man, you high roller." And I'm going, "This is an Invicta watch, and it cost me like $80."
You can't tell people that.
But-
That's a Rolex. You literally have it insured. It was $50,000.
That's true.
I wrote the
They're not
check.
that. They're like 10 grand.
Rolex? Okay, but a really like a rare Rolex could be like 50K.
Oh, I'm sure.
Or no, I'm thinking of a Patek. What's it? Patek Philippe, whatever.
There's a lot of expensive.
That's like
brands.
a really expensive brand.
Yeah, but I own 5 of the 5.
I think
Invicta
that's what all the
watches.
rappers talk about. I
I
kind
like
of want to
them.
look it up now.
I just like the design. It was stopped
How
working.
much is a Patek?
It was stopping working, and your mom took them to a repair shop, and they had to ship it away. But she got it fixed for me.
Didn't you get that on your cruise or a cruise we went on?
No.
Oh yeah, a Patek Philippe is $104,000. This one's
what?
$1 million.
Oh,
No
get outta
one
here.
needs a watch for $500,000.
That's stupid.
That's literally insane. That's such a waste of money. This one is $11 million.
Don't be offended if I'm telling you how stupid you are if you own one of those.
Okay,
But you're stupid.
if you know anyone that owns a
kidding.
Patek Philippe, what is it?
Yeah,
Patek Philippe watch? Tell them to come my way and write me a check.
I got some rich friends out there.
Okay, well,
Really cool.
should we plug our GoFundMe? Speaking of rich friends.
Yeah, if you want to. It's like, oh man. So, going through all the regular treatment, and our doctor at Duke University, 3 months ago, he talked about a new injection for the cancer that I have, and it's done in Germany because it's not here
It's called
yet.
CGOT.
Okay, and it's not in the United States yet. They think it will be here in the next couple of years. It's shown some favorable things to extend lives, and it doubles your expected life expectancy. So mine is 2.5 years, so it would be 5 years. And so anyway, it's cash only, no insurance, and it's it's cash only, and
It's a personalized
it's a lot.
vaccine to
It's a
his
lot.
own.
It's over $100,000, and
Yes.
travel and all is gonna be another high. But anyway,
Right.
So yeah, we did a fundraiser, and we also have an account set up to mail it to a 501c3, so it's tax deductible. So yeah, and the main reason I'm doing it is just because if I do die early, I would like for my wife to have some money left to. Some things to get by.
Well, yes, of
really,
course. You're saying because you'd have to take out of your life insurance otherwise, like if we were paying for that, all of that.
Yeah,
money
other
out of
investments
pocket.
that would get penalized and things. But anyway, here's the funny thing about it. We're saving it because when I die, the funeral's going to be a blowout.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a rager.
Live band.
I'm bringing Michael Jackson back from the dead, and he's gonna perform.
Well, I'll be talking to him.
Yeah,
I'll be saying,
that's
"What
true.
up? What up, homie?"
That's true, and you can bring him back down.
And Prince.
It's gonna be a
Anyway,
rager.
you can look it up online if you want. But anyway, that aside.
But everyone that knows this man, he didn't even want to ask anyone for money. So.
No, I didn't.
And it's been insane. Thank
right.
you so much to everyone who's donated.
Yeah, thank you.
It was really sweet. And it was a joke about the rich friends. I'm just kidding.
I don't want to.
But
stop.
if you want to donate or keep sending it, then we can.
All
Okay,
right.
he wants to start talking about our topic this week. He wants me to stop running my mouth.
Yeah.
And what's our topic?
We're talking about people who inspired you and influenced you when you were growing up. Mostly for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well,
he's always like.
I want Luca and my future generations that are born to know some of these people and how important they were and what they did to inspire my life. And so, listen, people, when I start going through this list, I want you to do one thing for me. Don't get upset if I don't mention your name. There's two things you got to remember. The cancer that I had, when they took it out, they took out part of my brain. And to be honest, I forget some things. Some things, I remember a lot of stuff. Don't get me wrong, past histories and whatnot. But some names and certain things, I just don't remember anymore. I've had people come up to me in situations where they blessed me. They told me that they love me and they appreciate some of the things I did for them. And I'll be honest with you, I don't remember who they were. And so they don't know it. They don't know it. I told them, I gave them a hug. I told them I loved them and I appreciated the kind words. And so anyway, so we were going to talk about people that inspired, mostly me, because we're doing these for my future generations.
No, I know. You're always like, do you have people too? I'm like, I guess, but I know
Well,
that.
you can say a few.
Well,
I just
know,
don't want to be on an
I know,
hour.
but this is for you. Like that's the thing. Like again, we've talked about this so many times. I'm your like co-host. I'm here.
I know.
In our purple shirts
I
to
know.
add the funny
I thought it was
commentary
funny.
as
Did you
your
see my hat?
youngest daughter.
We're going to Paisley Park in June.
This man has ADHD, I swear.
Purple Park. I know, but it's going to be fun. Paisley Park. Paisley Park
Purple
in
Park
June.
matches.
Going to see Prince's house and his studios, and it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. My brothers
We
and
are
sister
wearing purple.
in-laws are coming. It's going to be a decent group. We're going to have fun. I'm looking forward to it. So anyway, people who inspired me over my lifetime, there's a bunch. There's a ton. And like I said, forgive me if I forget your name. I spent the last couple of days writing names down to try to make sure. And you know who I forgot? My parents. No, I'm kidding. I remember my parents. My parents are top of the list.
I was going to say, I'm sure they would be first.
My mom and dad, but especially my dad. My dad did some stuff all over the place for business and just did certain things. He was a big drinker, loved bourbon. And really socializing. He had a bunch of friends. We had people that worked for my father that when they worked for him and when the business got shut down or things changed, they stayed at our house because those people don't have anywhere to go and they stopped making a living. And it was in a depression area time frame, really bad. And they stayed with us and they were super people. They were so nice. They hung out. They were social. They never did anything bad to us. For kids, they just hung out with us, made our cereals in the morning, and just really did a lot. My mom and dad were just really took care of people, even they didn't have any money, and they helped people. They lived at our house, slept on our bunk beds. Me and Brad had to sleep on the floor in the living room because they were sleeping in our bed. We didn't mind. We were young kids, and we were just like enjoying it. So that's the kind of things that inspired me, when they did those things. Because my dad and my mom too, they socialized. I mean, I saw them get drunk a few times when I was a little kid. But they really believed in Jesus and God, and we prayed a lot. We all, as a family, we ate together almost every meal for many, many years. We did that, and we vacationed together. We did a lot of things, and of course, when you're around those people, the thing that stuck with me from my mom and dad is how much they loved people and cared and tried to connect to so many people that were good to them. I mean, they were just inspiring from that aspect. And then that affected me. Yeah. I mean, to this day, it's deep in my soul.
To a lot of people.
Well, it's deep in my soul,
Yeah.
And of course, my in-laws, when I met Fidel and Ellen Rodriguez through Patty, they were also very inspiring. They were hard workers. He was a doctor, but he didn't show out and do a lot of things that were high end. They just did a lot of family things, vacations. Took me with them on a couple of trips. Yeah, they're just good people that inspired me, influenced me to a certain degree. I didn't ever want to disappoint them when me and your mom got married, and it was just good people. To the people I live with.
Oh yeah.
You.
Well, me
sisters.
and mom live with you.
Well, I know.
And me and my sibling, or Alex and Bea, don't live.
Lived with me a long time ago.
They did. That's true. They just currently don't live with you.
Well, your mom, very sweet lady. we've been together for 42 years.
Why did you
42
guys
years.
get 87? Math.
Yeah.
That's a lot of math. 80,
But we
42.
dated for 5 years before we got married.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Y'all
'cause
have been
82
like this
Yeah.
for a minute now.
Yeah. And thank God she's here to help me
Oh, yeah.
take care of
That
me.
woman is your nurse,
She is.
overall caretaker.
She is.
You probably wouldn't have a head on your shoulders if
I
it
know.
weren't for that woman.
I know. And she grew up with a father who was a doctor. So she grew up with money a little bit. And it's funny now because she never acted like that. She never, acted like a lot of money. She went to private school, went to Lake Highland.
Oh, yeah.
But
It's because she had humble parents.
that's true.
She had
That's
a
true. And
she had a father who, I almost said grandfather,
She-
a father who was an immigrant from Mexico. So,
and she has
and a
three
farmer's
brothers.
daughter.
Yeah, three brothers that kept her. She kept them in line. I
Oh.
remember telling stories.
I'm sure.
And it's funny when I think about that. But we've been through a lot. We like I said, staying married 37 years is a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
But,
42 years. You said 37.
No, 37 years married.
Oh, sorry.
We dated 5 years before we got
Okay.
married.
Okay.
So, yeah. So anyway, good lady,
Yeah.
takes care of me. I love her, and so I don't think she wants me to die.
I don't
She's-
think any of us do.
I know, but anyway. And then my oldest daughter, Bea.
Bea, your child.
And I tell a story all the time. She is so liberal. She does some things I don't agree with, but I still love her. I said, live your life. That's fine. She is sweet.
You could say that about me as well, though.
Well, we'll get to you last because you're the youngest. But
The best
B,
for last.
B can write. She can write. She did the whole writing for the fundraiser for my. We're supposed to do that. The cancer treatment.
The GoFundMe.
Yeah, it's a lot of cash. Cash only. Anyway, long story short, she wrote the thing and I read it and I started crying like
Yeah.
a baby. She just wrote it so well. She's wrote a lot of things, but
Bea is a really good
she's
writer.
so smart.
They're
Went
very
to
creative.
Boston University. Got a
Smarty
degree.
pants.
Yep. No, perfect grades the whole 4 years. And then she. I got one perfect grade ever. I think it was PE.
No, literally. I didn't start caring about school till like my junior year of
Well,
college.
it's funny
So,
because she
got by with the skin in my teeth.
Yeah, but she got her master's degree paid for. They gave her a scholarship at Boston. Yeah, Boston University. So it's very impressive. She lives in Tucson. She is a therapist. She what does she do? How does she do it? What does she do? I don't know. I know
Bea
she's a
owns
therapist.
their own private practice.
That's it. She's a psychologist. Psychologist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
she takes care of
yes.
therapist to kids.
Bea does therapy to
Yeah.
people of all ages.
I
But
miss
right
her.
now,
I miss her when she came home more, but she's living the life, living in the world. And of course, your older sister, middle, is Alex.
your
She's
second
also very
child.
smart. She's all very smart. She had my grandson, Luca. So she's my favorite daughter now.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
We all know who's your favorite.
I'm
Who
just kidding.
who is named after you?
That's your second nurse. You're my second nurse.
Oh, yeah.
You're taking care of my.
Your second caretaker. You're
Yeah.
direct line.
You know,
your
when-
advocate.
the funny thing about it, when you have cancer that I have, it's funny because physically I don't feel bad. The drugs make you feel bad. The chemo makes you feel bad from that standpoint. So physically I feel okay, but y'all take care of me like I'm sick in the bed. You really do. It's sweet. I love you for
Well,
that.
I want
love you.
to.
But anyway, back to Alex. Alex is so smart, but she didn't like school. I helped get her into school. Troy. When I say I helped get her, yeah,
Alma mater.
yeah, alma mater. She wanted to go there. She went and tried it out. Brian, not Brian. Oh my gosh, see, so I hate when I.
You just said his name too.
I know, but not Brian. Buddy Starling. Thank you, Buddy Starling, head of admission there at Troy. He told me what she needed to do and how to get in because she made her grades in school, but she just didn't make a high enough grades that. And I was the same way. I was personally the same way. And I got stories down the road about me and how I got into Troy, but because I got in the same way. But she's a smart girl. She just didn't like. There's certain kids that don't like school. They don't like going to classes and things.
100%.
It's just harder for them. But I'm laughing because this is a little story. I'm gonna get a little choked up maybe, but it's so funny. So my brother, fraternity brother, Bobby Drew. You've heard me talk about him before. He loves. Oh my Geddy Lee, and Rush. So anyway, we were chatting it up, and Buddy got my daughter into school, and his son was graduating from high school, and he goes, he hasn't applied anywhere. I don't think he did any school anywhere. Blah, 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 blah. I said, dude, call Buddy Starling. He knows how to tell you the things to do to get into class legally and get into school up there.
Legally.
And he's like, oh, I didn't think about that, man. And of course, his kid went to school, Troy, graduated, got out of school and got a really good job. And of course, Bobby sends me this big gift and thanking me. And I'm like, dude, It wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, so I remember that because I had a kid that was struggling to get in school, and Buddy just really did it. And of course, he was so proud that his son did. And anyway, so I was so happy about that.
That is sweet.
It's just funny all the things I see in my life where I'm just saying silly things like that, and people act like it was a big deal. It just cracks me up. But anyway, she had my grandson, and I help her get a job. She's going to be a closer, First American Title. She's an assistant right now.
Yeah, she works very hard.
Closer. She does. She's really good, smart, and
She's very smart.
Very personable. And she had my grandson, Luke. Anyway,
I could not do what she does all day.
And she's inspired me too as well. And then, of course, lastly is Jackie. So when you were born, here's the funny story. When you were born, your mom just thought you were going to be a boy. We never did it. We never tested the sexes on any of you for the most part that I remember. And I remember your mom said, she's going to be a boy. We'll call her after you. She'll be, Marvin or Jackson. We didn't know, but it was going to be named after me somewhat. And then you came out a girl, and she's like, well, I'm still going to call her Jacqueline, and she'll go by Jackie. So she'll be your junior or whatever. And I was like,
Jacqueline Jr.
And the funny thing about when you were born, you're the first, the same gynecologist, right? Gynecologist that delivered your sisters.
OBGYN, yeah.
Yeah, OBGYN delivered Bea and Alex. So when he delivered y'all, I never cut the umbilical cord. You were born. He was taking care of a woman that was doing really bad, so he couldn't leave to deliver you. So they had one of the residences come and deliver you. A girl came in, and she pulled out. She goes, "Do you want to cut the umbilical cord?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." And she pulls it up, and I cut it. And of course, blood splatters all over me, and I thought it was so cool. I'm like, I didn't care. It was so much fun.
Well, yeah.
It was so cool. And then, of course, you came out, and
that's sweet that you didn't care.
And I was. No.
And it was the best day of your life.
Yeah, it was. Well,
that's why we're locked in.
Three of those.
That's why we're locked in, because you cut my umbilical cord.
You
brought me into the world. You detached me from my mom. My life force.
It is funny though. Since we started this podcast, we talk a lot.
I know.
Even after this, we talk a lot. I love it. I do love it.
I know we have so much to discuss at post pod.
I told you, man. I've told people the same thing, man. The thing that makes life wonderful and makes it more beautiful is connecting with people, and especially the ones you love.
Yeah.
It's really cool. But anyway, so
you gotta tell the people you love that you love them.
It's right. But I tell people this story all the time. When I got out of the cancer treatment or the surgery, and it's like I couldn't drink any alcohol and or do anything to party down, and which was fine, but I started realizing talking to people, even strangers, I just got so fired up. It was like a party. I was excited. We were talking about things, and I would take it deeper. You believe in God. I sat on a plane flying up to, we were flying up to Duke University.
North Carolina.
Our head doctor up there that's helping us do this outside the box treatment thing. And we were flying up, and I sat in the seat next to a guy, and we just started talking, and he just started telling me about his father and his family. He was a younger guy. He's like 24.
Okay, so he's my age.
He was your age, and I told my story about my cancer, and he would not stop. He just like, and I think a lot of people want to do this. He wanted to talk and get deeper with things, and we did. The flight is an hour and a half up, and we talked about everything. And we got off the plane, me and your mom, because it was a single seat there and two seats over here. So she was by herself, and I was sitting there next to the guys.
I know Mom was eating that up too. She's reading her book.
Yes, she was just chilling. But we got to the airport, and literally we walked out. We left him. We said goodbye, and we got to the luggage, and he walked up, and he took. He said he got his luggage. He goes, "Can I walk out with you guys?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, we just strolled out. Didn't really say much about anything else. But he wanted to walk out. Yeah, I mean, it was really inspiring for me. That's a stranger that it really opened up, and we connected. And he's like, "Man, I'm never gonna forget you." And I was like, "What?"
Wait, he's never gonna what?
Forget me. He's never gonna forget me. I'm never gonna forget you, man. He shook my hand and gave me a hug.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I'm telling you, when you connect with certain people, you should really. I mean, I could tell a lot of stories, but we're doing influences. But it's funny when you go through life and you connect with someone that you love, it just makes it even deeper. And one thing that I've learned of the past several months, because I've had certain people come up to me and hug me and say, man, you did these things for me back in the day, blah, 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 whatever it was. And I would go, oh, you're welcome, man. And it wasn't anything big, whatever it was just minor. I'm telling y'all right now, I didn't do anything major. But I didn't like them to a certain extent. I didn't want to hang out with them. And now I'm talking to them a little deeper and a little more, and I'm like, I like this guy, man. And, really, all this time, and I thought I didn't like him. And there's been several like that. I don't want to go into names because I don't want to offend anybody, but I go, man, you got to talk to more people and be more open.
Is that what you think changed, though?
Everybody in this world makes mistakes. Everybody in this world has paying bills problems. Your kids having issues. There's so many things that go wrong, and everybody goes through that. It ain't just you that go through it. We all go through that stuff. And when you share that with people, 9 out of 10 of them tell me, I went through that same thing, man. And that's a fact. We mostly do. And the ones that go, I've never had any problems. My life's been perfect. No. Even Jesus's life wasn't perfect. And he's the most famous, strongest, spiritual man in the world. And so people don't. It amazes me. It really amazes me. So it's influence and inspire. So that was you guys. My grandparents were so influential to me. My dad's mom was so sweet. She was redhead, and she could play a piano like no tomorrow. It was all gospel music, but she could play the crap out of
She was a redhead?
Yes.
Whoa.
She was a redhead, and she would every night, she would take toilet paper and wrap it all around her head and stick it up there. And of course, we'd stay over there, and she'd put us into her room. She'd lock her door, shut all the other part of the house off, and then we'd stay in the room and hang out with the TV, and we slept on the floor and talk to her, and she would read us Bible stories, which was influential at that age. We were little kids, and moved us a lot. And she was just sweet and could cook. I've talked about it before. She could cook like crazy. We came home from school one time, me and your mom, and she wanted us to come by and see her. And we did. We get there, and she's cooked like 5 meats: chicken, steak, all this different meats. Excuse me, and all these foods on her table like this was full of food. And Patty walks in, she's like, oh my God. So we're just trying to eat that food because she took that time to cook it. And it was all homemade.
Yeah. And
it was phenomenal. And of course, we ended up taking a bunch back with us to Mom and Dad's house in Tallahassee. But just a sweet lady all around. Sweet lady. And of course, my father, my blood grandfather died when your grandfather was 7 or 8 years old, I think. Somebody may correct me on that. But he was young. And of course, she remarried, and not going to say anything negative, but he kind of, the step grandfather kind of rubbed some things wrong. But I'm going to switch that. I'm going to go up to my mom's mom and dad. Linda Mitchell, her mom and dad were Milburn and oh my gosh, Milburn and Mary Golden. So anyway, they were so sweet, and they were so smart and conscientious when it comes to financial stuff. They had a house that they lived in and did all the right things. My grandfather killed me. He was really a mechanic guy. He knew how to work on cars and stuff and do a lot of things. He had a garage. He could pull up engines and just was really good. But he would get old cars and repair the old inside and come up with different things that worked. Instead of a window that rolled down like this, he literally would make a strip of, he had some strip of whatever it was, rubber, and he put it down and covered the window and put it down into the doorway, and then he hooked it outside. So you just pull it up, the window would go down, and lower it, the window would go up.
Whoa.
And it worked like a charm.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And of course, my grandmother, she worked and my grandfather was so sweet. Sorry, I didn't sweet about this, but Christmas time, I love staying there, man. It was so nostalgic and so romantic, and it was just such a great time to be in there. They had all these big gas heaters in all the bedrooms, and they were huge. And we'd sit around them like as a fireplace and talk about Santa and everything else. And this one Christmas, he built a go-kart for us. It didn't have an engine, but it had a rope to turn the wheels. He put a little oil can in the back of it on a hook so we could oil the tires. And we just had to push or get on top of a hill to ride down.
Okay, I was going to say, would you have to ride it down a hill?
Yes,
that makes sense.
It moved me so deeply when he did that for me. I was just so happy. It was just such a fun thing. It wasn't one with an engine, but it's such a simple thing that I knew he built it. And
he built that's really sweet. And he built it for you.
Yes. And so he did a lot of things like that. Now, he could be a jerk. He was mean to us sometimes because when he was little, he got they swung on the vines. You know, some trees have old vines. He was out with a bunch of little kids, and they were swinging on it, and it collapsed on him, and he busted his hip up, and he had to have a new hip put in. This is back in the 40s.
Yeah.
And, of course, he had to have a shoe that was more taller than the other one.
Okay, yeah.
And so he hurt a lot, and sometimes when he was hurting, he was mean to everybody. But it was rare. But that's
I get it.
That's the thing about it. But 9 times out of 10, he taught us a lot about respect, doing certain things. Loved to drink, not bourbon, but he drank.
Whiskey?
Yeah, but it was from the woods. What do you call that?
Moonshine?
Moonshine. And
Whiskey from the woods.
I rode with him one time, and we did that. He did that. Took me out to a moonshiner, walked out, got moonshine, got back in the car, and they would pour it into a cup with a piece of bread over it, and it would drip through the bread and clean out whatever was in it. And he would always do it with Sprite, put Sprite in it. And it was always clear. It was always clear liquid.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just kind of funny.
That's like real backwoods moonshine, huh?
Oh man, it was just amazing. It was just amazing. So, and my grandma Mary, she was so sweet. Always gave us candy. So just so nice, and always did the kind things to us. We loved to stay over there with them. We were little kids. We loved to go to Grandma and Grandpa's house there, and of course, they took us to church and everything else that we needed to see when we were little. But yeah, my grandma was just a sweetheart. Patty met her. She was at our wedding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she made it to our wedding, and then she died a couple years after that. But just phenomenal influences, inspired me. Everything I do now, I think back to some of that stuff. And then of course my aunts and uncles and their wives, their spouses were so great. My Uncle Ben, married to Lenora, which is my mom's sister, plays a guitar, kind of showed me some things, the chords and whatnot, and just a kind guy. He told me one time back in the day when they would come to Dad's bar that he was managing, and you remember I told you I sang in some of those, and him and Aunt Lenore would come and hang out with Mom and Dad, and it cracked me up one time. He leaned over, and I was a kid. He said, "I just want you to know you're my favorite nephew," and I told him I remembered that. I knew he was just joking around, been trying to be funny, but to this day I remember that, and I was like 9 years old. See, that was a long time ago.
He's like, that was just a joke, and you're like, well, I believed it.
Well, I believed it because I thought I was the coolest kid in the block, but anyway. And then my Uncle Bubba, which is Milburn, that's my papa's son. He was I think he's only 14 years older than us. So when we were 14, 15 years old, he was only 30. So
wait. Oh, okay.
He's 75 now, and I'm 61. So he's 14 years older. And, of course, we hung out with him when we were old enough, go to bars and just do some crazy things. And he was good at engine building, too, and doing that. Him and my papa did a lot of that stuff. So, we hung out with him, and he took us fishing and different stuff. It was fun. We loved him.
Cute.
Loved him. And, of course, my Uncle Butch, which is a great man. He was in the Air Force, traveled a lot around the world, but was really cool. They came into town one time, him and my cousins, Marty and Chris, and we went to the bowl game where Alabama was playing Ohio State in 1995.
Wow.
And
vintage.
I remember him leaving me the sweetest note about our
About your time?
He died a while back, but he was just really kind and appreciated what we did for him. And he never did stuff like that. So when I saw that, I was, moved. So his
it
wife,
always means
Aunt
a lot,
Ann,
especially if they don't share it.
we talked to Aunt Ann a lot. She's a sweetheart. She's done so much for us. She was Mom's. They were best friends before Mom died. They talked all the time, and she's still a sweet
I remember
lady.
they would come down together.
Yes, hang out.
Take care of us.
Yeah, I think they went to Hawaii together. I remember.
Hawaii?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, Linda and Ann got in trouble over there. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
They're not allowed back into the state.
No, I know, but they were all so kind and sweet to us. Now, when we were little and doing trouble, they beat our butts. We got whipping, so
I'm sure.
I still love them, even though. So those are all on my mom's side. On my father's side, he had his brother's Jim, still alive, doing well. He was cool too. Took us fishing and influenced me in a lot of ways. Can write, and so I think Bia got that skill from him. He's just really good. Wrote a book, wrote a few other things. When Dad died, he came to the funeral, and I'd written something for Dad's, right before, and he wrote something, and I was like, wow. It was really cool the way he described Dad and some things he did. Really cool. But so my dad's sister Sally and Virginia, very sweet. Sally and her husband Jimmy, which were just so kind to me, took care of me. They lived in Troy. They both went to Troy State University. And so that's the reason I went to Troy. And they did a lot for me over those years, and just so sweet. They took us vacationing one time. I forget, we went to North Alabama, I think. Went to these pyramids were in there.
What?
And, Indian burial grounds, and yeah, I never saw that stuff.
In North Alabama?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and I remember we were staying with him, and he took us back in the bedroom, and he said, he pulls his drawer out, and he shows a gun. He's got a gun in a case, and he's like, you will not touch this. I'm showing it to you. You will not come near it, period. And we say, oh, yes, sir.
Wait, who was this?
My Uncle Jimmy.
Okay.
Married to Aunt Sally. Okay. So and Aunt Virginia, sweet lady, very quiet. She still is very quiet.
These are your dad's siblings.
Siblings, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Very, very quiet, but was always sweet and kind to me. We went over to that park for Christmas a lot of times, open gifts and hang out, and just enjoyed being with him. My Aunt Lenora, which is Ben's wife, she cuts hair. So she cut my hair for years, and so I lost it.
I remember.
And she's a sweetheart too. I mean, they did a lot for me over the years, but good people. So next in line is Amy, Cindy, and Brad.
Next in line. No,
Yes.
you really went down the family tree, huh?
I don't
You
think
did your mom. You did us. You did your mom's siblings, your dad's siblings,
Yep.
and now your siblings.
Cindy, Amy, and Brad
Down the
as
family
siblings.
tree.
They were just so influential to me and inspired. They did some things in life that just I was wowed over, even still today. Amy is a social chairman. She works in a nursing home and does a really good job, and is really inspired and takes care of some people that really need someone that cares. There's a lot of nursing homes now that don't do that stuff, and she does. And she was the little girl. She was the little sister. She was born 2 days before me. I was 7 years old, I think. She's 7 years younger than me.
Whoa.
And so when she was born, I was like going, "My little sister. Hey, how are you?" Anyway, just
I
just
thought you were speaking
good
another
people.
language.
Good people. She's good people. We do a lot of the same things, but I won't get into that right now. But
What do you
and of
mean
course-
a lot of the
of
same
course,
things?
My sister Cindy, really quiet all our years of life, and we never really had any headbutts or didn't get along. And then I was at school at Troy, and she started dating Anthony, her husband now, a black dude, and it cracked me up how people. We were at Hungry Hunter, which is a bar in Auburn, and we were
I know this story.
we were dancing, hanging out, and her and I could jam. It was I think Kiss, Prince's Kiss came out, and we love that song.
Classic.
We get on the dance floor,
Great
and everybody's
song.
backing up. We're just being funky, just dancing. And everybody's backing up, and da-da-da-da. And I came off the dance floor, and some redneck idiot in Auburn pulled me aside. He goes, "You know that girl dates black guys?" And I went, "Who are you, dude? So what?" And then Tim Pierce was there, and Tim was going to beat his butt. And I said,
He should have.
and I just
my
said,
opinion.
"Dude, get a life." And I walked away from it, and everything broke out. But
Ugly,
so
racist people are ugly,
I know.
disgusting,
I totally
horrible,
agree.
hatred,
100%.
hateful.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so Cindy didn't care. She lived her life. She did what she wanted to do, and it inspired me. I was like, "Good for you." I'm impressed. So she's good people, good heart. Loves Prince like I do. She's
I
going
mean,
with us
I
to
think that
Paisley
is
Park.
a universal experience. Liking Prince.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You said
probably
what?
sure. Yeah, that's probably true. And of course, my last one, my little brother Brad. When we were growing up, I picked on him, man. I did some mean stuff to him. I'd push his face in the dirt. I was like bullying him, and of course, no. But here's the funny story. So I went off to Troy, and he played on a football team that made the playoffs several times. My football team never made it, and he's in good shape. And I come home, and Dad on the radio station, and we got into an argument about I was trying to get him to cover for me because I wanted to hang out with your mom. She came with me, and Brad goes, "I ain't doing it. You go to work." And of course, I started shoving him around. He was bigger than me, stronger than me. Mom came out because we were wrestling around. Mom came out with a broom and broke us up. And Brad sitting there, and he reached around Mom and popped me in the mouth. My nose
I thought
started.
you were going to say that he hit Grandma.
No, he hit me.
I was like,
and my nose started bleeding, and I was like, Oh, hell no. So I start swinging around Mom. I wanted to make him
Oh
believe.
my God.
It was so funny. But,
Poor
you know,
grandma.
and then this thing about it is now we're close to friends.
Too much testosterone.
We talk all the time. In fact, all three of them, we get on a FaceTime call probably once a week.
Yeah, y'all are besties.
And talk. Yeah, we talk. We're so close. We still do that. And that's inspired by Mom and Dad and family. So anyway, but me and Brad, we don't fight anymore because he'll beat me up.
What was Mom doing when that was happening?
Oh, she was just standing there watching. Just standing there watching. I mean, we've been dating 3 years or whatever.
I'd be like, oh my God, I'm going in the
was
other
crazy.
room.
It
I
was
just
really
I just
crazy.
can picture Grandma so well with
Oh my gosh.
with the broom.
Yes.
I think we've shared that story on the podcast before, but that just reminds me of when I saw
Yeah.
her. They had that cat Sam, that like gray alley cat. They rescued.
Oh my gosh.
But that cat was not meant to be domesticated at all. That cat was
He was
crazy.
a kook.
He was crazy. He scratched everyone. He only liked Grandpa. And when they had a real Christmas tree, and Sam would like claw up on the Christmas tree, would like get inside, and Grandma would get the broom out to hit him, to get him down. It was so funny. So when you say that, I can imagine like you guys were Sam and Grandma with the broom. Like I can see it so well. It's hilarious.
Well, I can tell you right now with timing, we're obviously going to have to do more of these later.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I'll go over the next couple of people that inspired me when I was in junior high school and we hung out at the rec center. It's right below the junior high school. We'd all walk down there and hang out. Then parents would pick us up or whatever in the rec center. And Tim Gore was the manager, and he wasn't head of it, but Tim Gore was the oh my gosh, I don't remember what your title was, Tim, but Tim like ran the rec. He was right under Bill Harrelson, and he was just such an influential, good man. Still's around. He just got me to sign up. So I got signed up for Opelika Bulldogs quarterback club. And I want you to know something, Tim. I did that because of you and because I love the Bulldogs. I love the Bulldogs. Now, I didn't pay the big money, but I gave you a little money. Anyway, he was so inspirational. He handpicked a bunch of people to be on that committee. We talked about this before, and we were students that were head of things at the rec center for people to do the swimming pool, the gym, and the other area we did DJ and dancing, and they had pool and everything else. And he just did so much, just a good man, and just said all the right things, inspired us all the way down the line. Just very a good man, and I love working with him. He literally, Tim, if you remember this, Tim cracked me up. So he wanted me to be hired as a lifeguard in the pool, and you're supposed to get a license to be a lifeguard. And of course, he was a WSI, which I got that in college, by the way, water safety instructor, and he had that legal thing, and anyway, so he takes me out of the pool, goes, I'm going to train you real quick what you need to do, and literally showed me in like 30 minutes, gave me my certificate to be a lifeguard, and I only saved one person ever. I never had to go into it, but I started working with the rec. Yeah, it was fun. But
those are good odds.
Yep. And Reed Pope was another guy that worked there. That was a super guy. He was really inspirational for a lot of things. And of course, Bill Harrelson was head of the whole department for the city, and another good guy. Just said some things, inspired me a lot of times. So just good people. The rec center was so influential to my life, and you don't really, when you get influenced people, you don't really think about the simple things that you've done. It's the simple words and things you do that to other people that mean a lot. I mean, I just have things in my head. People said to me maybe one time, Dr. Cole Haynes, which is Cole's father. Me and Cole Haynes were buddies in high school, and his dad was a surgeon in Opelika. He died at 42, had a brain stroke, aneurysm.
Okay.
And so he was Cole's dad, and he sat me down a couple times and talked to me, and I remember those things. He sat me down one time. It was when we were seniors, and he goes, Jackie, you're a good person. I really think a lot of you. And he goes, listen, I know you're going off to school. If you ever need any money, you give me a call. You give me a call. And I was like, what? He just came
crazy.
Out of nowhere and just influenced me a lot. And he said a few other things over the years, but he was a busy man. He was high end in the community, saved a lot of lives, and because it was sad when he passed away. But those kind of things people understand. You say a few kind things to somebody or just help them out. Minimal. I mean, you got to keep doing that, people. You got to keep doing that. That's so important to do. We were. Patty was pregnant, and we were driving down the street, and we didn't have hardly any money, and then car breaks down, and we're sitting in the middle of a busy intersection. I was freaking out. Patty was pregnant, and these 5 black men were getting gas at the gas station. They were coming back from working lawns and whatever. They were exhausted. And they came running down and helped me push the car
Oh.
just side of the road. And I was like, man, you know what they said to me?
What?
I tried to give them a few dollars. They're like, man, get out of here. You know what you do? You pay this back, pay this forward to somebody else.
Right.
And so these are hardworking men. And it sticks in my head.
Yeah.
This was 30 years ago, 36 years ago,
Genuine kindness.
35 years ago. I mean, it's a simple thing to do, people, to be an influencer and an inspiration. It's really simple. And more people need to do it.
I agree.
So let's wrap it up because we'll go on to the rest of it. We got so many podcasts we could do.
Oh,
and
yeah.
your turn. You need to tell how inspirational I am to you.
Oh, I'm on the spot now. We'll share me next week. You know how inspiring you are to me. I feel like I've shared that
I know.
Many times on the podcast. I
know.
didn't have a list prepared. I did lie to you. He was like, well, you'll share some too. And I knew that wouldn't happen. And it's not happening.
I know. Well, let's wrap up. We'll do a couple more of these next week because I had a ton of people that inspired me and really influenced me. You know, people know it. I'm going to talk about artists and singers that influenced me and why. You don't like Prince. You don't like Michael Jackson, the Commodores. Obviously, I can tell you. But it's not just their songs that influenced me. I'll tell you some other things about it. So anyway, you ready to sign off?
I feel like everyone thought you were just going to do a bunch of musicians.
No, but I do have some on my list.
Okay.
So anyway, we love you guys. So we like to say
Peace, love,
funk, and roll.
We post every week. Subscribe.
Yes,
Love
of course.
you.
Please subscribe. We've got 140 subscribers.
Yeah, we have a good amount.
Yeah, a good amount.
We have
And
almost we have like 900 views on our first ever podcast.
I know I laugh at that. The first one where I admitted I have cancer.
That
and
was
all
our big blowout.
And it was a big, and then ever since then it's like 100. But it's funny.
I think it's 100 people. You know what they say is like, imagine there was 100 people in this room. That's a lot of people.
Well, that's true too.
You know
No,
what I
I
mean?
appreciate it. But again, I'm laughing because we're doing this for future generations, for me, for my family.
Exactly.
For my family.
This
So
is
it's
going to
really
be
funny.
on the virtual hologram in Luca's house in 40 years.
Okay. All right. Love you guys.
Bye. Love you.
See ya.
See you next week.
For sure.